Good morning. Oh my God, so good, hot, so good. So good morning. What I want to talk about today is when is good enough enough? When do we get to a point where our expectations that we believe other people are putting on us is enough? Last night, I was with 35 to 40 of the most amazing, generous women. A lot of them I didn't know, and I met. I hosted a charity event in my home last night. And the women that came were just so inspiring, each with a different story, each coming to just be generous. And they were really amazing. When I started doing my tree reading last night, it was an eye-opening experience for me. Let me just put it that way. I do a lot of tree readings for a lot of groups, and sometimes in the groups there's one trait that is consistent amongst all of the group members. And last night, almost everybody in that group drew me a knothole. And the knothole is symbolic, like on a tree, the knothole is symbolic of a life-changing event. When you darken the knothole, it means that your self-talk is not as positive and inspiring as it should be. Good morning, Shulamita. Good morning, Jason. It's so interesting to me that this group of very generous women that came to support this cause came out, and yet so many of them drew knotholes and darkened them and made them gigantic, and it took up most of the trunk of the tree. And then when I realized last night, as I was like thinking through the night, I thought to myself, if we look at the knothole as a negative thing, then we're putting a judgment on it. The tree lives on. There are trees that have had many, many, many knotholes on the side of it. And what that means is that we have had life experiences. I think what the problem is that we judge how we reacted in that life experience. I remember when I was in the hospital having chemotherapy, and I was having a really bad day, and the doctor came in and I was like apologizing. And he said to me, Janet, you're judging your reaction to chemotherapy? You have to stop. All I care about is that you finish the treatment and that you get cured. And I realized at that moment that that's the way I was like living my life, having every experience and then judging my reaction, thinking about what other people's expectations of me were and judging them. And even last night when I was reading those trees, I was putting a spin on it that you shouldn't have negative self-talk, that you shouldn't have other people's expectations. But maybe that leads to our greatness. Maybe it's time to just say, I'm enough the way I am. And the fact that I am going to always try to be better and always strive, maybe my self-talk is what's keeping me going. You know that I believe that your negative self-talk, your positive self-talk, and all your self-talk is a hypnotic message that you're giving to yourself daily. Well, maybe it's time to say, that message keeps me going. That message motivates me. And maybe when we hear the message of, you should have done more, you could have done more, just enjoy the fact that you're the kind of person that always strives for more. Maybe it's time to celebrate that trait in each one of us. And let it be enough. And let it be great. And let it be who we are. without judgment, because maybe what it does is inspire and motivate us to come together on a Thursday night and raise money for a really good charity. I think the time has come for us to celebrate, accept, self-care, and do all those things that I talked about last night. Self-love, self-forgiveness, self-compassion, all of those things, so that we can be our best selves. And maybe all those knotholes that we saw last night in our life was because we are amazing people. Amazing people always trying to do better. And maybe there's nothing wrong with that. I have a new philosophy about that right now, and I think I'm going to share it all day long. Oh my God, my favorite moment of the day, tasting my coffee. Thank you for joining me for coffee time. I will see you soon. And today, think about your knotholes. How have they motivated you? How have they moved you forward? Because maybe they don't deserve the judgment that we all give those experiences. Maybe it's just the fact that we got through them, we moved on, and we became better. Have a really great day. Bye.